when the revolution happened, I was 13 years old, and I was at 8th grade in middle school, and it was like ongoing for about a year. And then because of the revolution, my family decided to leave Iran. And that's what I remember. It was, it was a time of a lot of energy, some of it positive, some of it negative. But people were unhappy, so they thought the solution is to go in the streets and do demonstrations, and schools got closed, universities got closed, all the kids were in the streets just walking around and shouting, and they thought that's the solution to it.
What did you think of the Shah at the time?
He wanted to be a very strong leader. Anyone who disagreed with him, anyone who had new ideas, anyone who wanted to deviate from the norm would get destroyed or put in jail.
Oh, wow.
So they would not necessarily want to. I mean, it was very kind of structured, so the ideas of the young people and people, if they wanted to go outside of the norm, they would not have had an easy time. Shah was very powerful. He did a lot of great things. He had a very good vision. He wanted to make Iran be one of the most modern countries in the world, and he put a lot of resources into it. Our education system was second to none. It was extremely well, and the reason I know that is because many of the people who went through the educational system in Iran, when they came to U.S., they ended up at the best schools, and they were able to become engineers and doctors, and they are throughout Silicon Valley. There's a reason that there's so many Iranian Americans are here, because they were able to get good education and then get jobs in this area. So he had a lot of good things. Shah did a lot of amazing things, but not everything was good, obviously. There was a huge disparity between the well-to-do and very large gap between as people worked and had more things,
the gap widened.
The gap widened.
So they were very, very rich and very, very poor.
And a middle class, and a very emerging middle class. But at the same time, when you see some people are able to make a lot of progress, and then some people are lagging behind. Unfortunately, just like US now, it's not a good time, because some people feel like there's no way for us to get out of this situation.
They feel forgotten.
Yes, exactly.
What was Iran like before the revolution?
It was really a good, safe place to grow, to go to school, to work. You had a lot of opportunities. If you buy a land, you could build, and within a few years, because of inflation or economy was growing so fast, the house would appreciate, and you could do stuff. You could invest in
things. It had good upwards mobility.
Yeah, very good upward mobility for a lot of people. Again, the universities were amazing. Shah's father, who was very, very good guy, tough but good. He did so much wonderful things for the country. With the railroads, he put dams and schools and hospitals. I mean, he was a foundation.
Do you know what kind of happened after the revolution?
Yes.
The country was...
Yes. So a lot of chaos. A lot of people who were able to, either financially or educationally, got out of the country. They moved to either Europe, and the very lucky ones came to Canada or US.
Yeah.
Within Iran, there was a kind of a collapse of the system in some ways, because they wanted to replace a lot of CEOs, upper level, the people who were running everything,
Yeah.
they kind of dethroned them, just like they did with the Shah, so they got rid of them. And then they brought all these people, many of them were not very capable, but just because they were like revolutionaries, they put them in place, but they weren't necessarily capable. So a lot of industries got ruined, a lot of them. Like they're just vast amount of industries, just like within 10 to 15 years, nothing is left of it.
I was 15 or 16
When it happened?
when it happened, yeah. And for that time, I was teenager, looked like you.
Mm-hmm.
But after that, you know, when the regime changed,
Mm-hmm.
you, like someone like me, we changed with that too, because we didn't have that before hijab.
You didn't really experience.
We didn't have a hijab.
Mm-hmm.
But after revolution, for 2 or 3 years later, not very fast, but after 2 or 3 years, we had to
wear the-
use wear the hijab.
Okay, let's start with a simple one. A lot of people don't know about Iran's culture. Do you have anything like you can tell us about Iranian culture that we don't really know about in America?
One and important things about Iranian culture, they're very family.
Very
They're-
family based?
Yeah, yeah. They are very together about family. They love family. They all the time having close relationship with each other,
Mm-hmm.
and they have lots of respect to oldest people.
What is Iranian food like compared to American food? Like,
Oh, it's very luxury food we have.
Very luxurious?
We love food. Persian people
Mhm.
love food a lot. They spend their time for making food 2 or 3 hours, sometimes in a day. You know.
so spend a lot of time cooking.
Exactly.
Could you describe like for American food, it's a lot of cheese and bread based?
We love a lot bread.
A lot of
and
bread.
Rice.
Mm-hmm.
We use a lot. Bread
and rice? Okay.
Rice a lot, sometimes macaroni too, and use a lot meat, especially
kind of meat?
red meat,
Okay.
and chicken too. And for some state like north and south of Iran, they eat a lot fish. Because as Iran
Yeah.
has a north, we have a Caspian Sea, and in the south we have Gulf, Persian Gulf.
Iran's geography it's
Yeah,
very different.
yeah,
It
yeah.
seems like.
Yeah, as I told you, everywhere. I love fish too, but especially fish, just for north of Iran and south of they eat a lot, and they just for me I raised in Tehran, capital of Iran. Just if I want to eat fish, I have to go to buy it. But they go to have fishing. They fish they are going to fishing and they get fish, or they are buying too. But
So the fish market's kind of.
fish market,
Yeah.
yeah. In Tehran we have fish market too, but especially they eat fish a lot. Iran, it's really rich
Oh, like
country about culture and about ولی معادن چیزو مثلا چیزامون چی از نظر غنی بودنش we have a good soil, good oil.
resource.
Yeah.
Exactly. we have a very, very
Rich resources.
exactly.
resources.
Yeah.